4 o'clock with new details in the arrest of an armed man at the Trump National Golf Club in Rancho, Palos, Verdes. Good afternoon. I'm Jonathan Gonzalez.
And I'm Annabelle Sedano. Michael and Colleen are off. The man was taken into custody on Saturday after being spotted on the grounds of the golf course by federal officers. Here's a live look at LAX, where President Donald Trump is expected to arrive within the next 30 minutes. He will then head to Rancho Palos Verdes for a fundraiser.
NBC4's Lolita Lopez is there live with more on the president's arrival expected within the hour. Plus, we're learning more about the man at the center of this security threat. Lolita.
Yeah, Jonathan and Annabelle, in fact, within the last few minutes, we have learned that that man has been arraigned here at a courthouse in Torrance. His bail set at $250,000. We'll get you some video of that golf club where that arrest happened this weekend. The LA County Sheriff's Department says 38-year-old man from Downey was arrested at the golf course in Rancho Palos Verdes on Saturday, 2 days before today's scheduled event where he is set to host the president, Republican National Committee fundraiser. Now, according to investigators, the man was seen walking the golf course grounds, taking photos and videos, and arrested him in the parking lot. The Sheriff's Department says he was also wanted for a robbery in El Segundo. Now, they say he had a 16-round magazine with hollow point ammunition and a loaded pistol. Because of the security implications, his home was also searched. They say that happened on Monday, and investigators there saying they found more weapons, ammunition, and notebooks with, quote, concerning statements. The Federal Bureau of Investigation's Joint Terrorism Task Force and the U.S. Secret Service have now joined local authorities in this ongoing investigation, and even before news of the arrest, local say security had been tight.
It's always this way whenever someone big is in town.
Yeah, Trump was last officially in Los Angeles in January 2025, right after the Eaton Palisade fires. Back then, he met with people in the Palisades and Governor Newsom and pushed for faster rebuilding. Well, today, the governor criticized the president, saying he had not fulfilled promises to fire survivors 18 months after those fires. The governor's asking for federal reimbursements in the millions of dollars that he says has not been paid out, and advocating for long-term federal disaster funding. Now, again, the president is expected to touch down here at LAX within the next half hour. He's going to that event at the golf club at around 6:30, and then back here to LAX, where he's expected to go to another event in Las Vegas, and that's set for tomorrow. We are live at LAX. Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.
A quick trip, Lolita, thank you. Joining us live here in studio, of course, our Conan Nolan. And Conan, this comes on a big day in politics across the country. A lot of key primaries. Why do you think President Trump is spending today here in California?
Well, it's to raise money for the RNC. And yeah, the big primaries, there's one in Virginia, one in Kansas. The big one's in Michigan. It's a Democratic primary. Republicans are certainly rooting for the very progressive candidate because they don't think he can win in the fall. I have to tell you, though, one of the interesting things about this trip is it shows you just how rarely it is that he arrives here. I mean, other presidents came here so often. I mean, Democrats have used Hollywood as an ATM machine. So Bill Clinton came here so often. It was ho-hum, here's another presidential visit. But this is the largest state in the nation by far. L.A., outside of New York, the largest city, and we rarely ever see him. President Trump is an East Coast president. It's Washington, New Jersey, Florida, New York, and he rarely leaves the time zone. And so he's here. And by the way, and this isn't a knock on him because every president does it. In Nevada, he's going to give a speech on the economy. Therefore, they can pay for the trip using taxpayer money. And everybody does it. They always have a fundraiser, but they have some kind of event that they can use as, hey, it's a presidential event, so Air Force One and all that money isn't paid for by the party. It's paid for by us. It just shows you there are a few disasters he's been out for. But it's rare. We don't see him that often.
Yeah, so it's a rare visit, the second one since his second term. But, I got to ask you, what do you think he's going to focus on tonight at this fundraising event? Well,
again, there are a lot of Republicans in California and a lot of wealthy Republicans who want to donate to Republican candidates and the RNC. He's going to attack Gavin Newsom. Not a surprise there. Remember, this is a president who said that Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, should be arrested. And when they asked him why, he says, well, for being elected. I mean, there's no love lost between him. We've talked to the president when he was at the golf course, one of his visits. And we asked him, why is it that you do so poorly in this state? He says, well, if they counted it correctly, it'd be a different story. Yeah, it's not that. He loses by millions of votes every time. It's not a counting problem. So there's no love lost really between the governor and most of the voters in this state. He loses by millions of votes. I'd be interested to see if Republican Steve Hilton.
That's what I was going to ask you next. Is he going to be there?
I don't know. I wonder if he is there. I don't think he's going to publicize it because he's got a huge juggling act. He wants the support of the MAGA faithful that support this president. And he said to us, he says, yeah, I'd love him to campaign for me. But he understands his only hope is to get millions of people who can't stand Donald Trump to vote for him instead of Javier Becerra. That's a very tall order.
Yeah. It's a very fine line he has to walk.
Very fine line.
Absolutely. Conan, as always, thank you so much for your time.
We'll see you in about 30 minutes when the president's plane arrives. We are continuing to monitor the president's arrival. Of course, we will bring it to you live as soon as it happens.
All right, now to a